Welcome to the Salon Owner's Holistic Blueprint, your podcast for unlocking the secrets to a thriving salon business through holistic practices. I'm Jacqueline Rodriguez, your host, and join me each week as we explore wellness, sustainability, and business success. Everything from attracting conscious clients to adopting eco-friendly practices. We're going to cover it all to elevate your salon business. Welcome back to the Salon Owner's Holistic Blueprint. And I am going to be talking about in this episode a topic that was actually pretty painful for me to learn as a salon owner. And it's really helpful whether you're starting out on your holistic journey or maybe you've been in the industry for a while. But creating efficient systems is a must. And really starting to learn how to document your process to build a foundation that will bring so much success and prepare you for growth, even if you are a one-person show. So first, I want to admit that I am not the most organized person. And if you ask anyone in my family, they would not associate me with being organized. But the whole thing is that on my journey of being a salon owner, I had to learn. And I learned the hard way. So let's look at how you can bring order into your salon chaos, because that's how I felt. So first, we have to really understand why creating systems is essential. See, like me, most salon owners overlook the need for systems, thinking that they can just handle everything themselves, and this can and will lead to chaos and burnout. For me, that's what was happening. So it creates also so much lost time, lost opportunities, and really the inability to scale your business, even if that's not something that you're thinking about right now. There are so many different ways to build systems, but I want to share my favorite one because it was incredibly efficient for me and it was easy. And this approach will give you the tools to regain control of your time and make your salon run like a well-oiled machine. And I know for me, that's really what I wanted, so I'm sure you do too. First things first, I'll show you how to start documenting your salon's processes effectively. And this was a hard step for me because I had no idea where to start. I just kind of threw myself into being a salon owner. So I pushed it off and I did nothing, which left me in a really bad position when I was actually ready to hire my first salon stylist, because I had absolutely no systems in place to show that stylist what to do. And truthfully, I had it all in my head and I knew how to do it. But that is not a system that is going to help you train someone else in your business. And it just kind of trickles over to all of your life as well. So when I hired my first stylist, because I had no systems in place and I had it just all in my head, it really was like starting all over again. So there's the good and bad of that, right? I got to really go through processes, make sure that that's how I wanted it. But also the bad of it is it was super painful to have to sit down and show somebody else how to do the things that I was doing. There are so many ways to document processes, but I want to share a proven method that simplifies the task. And this is one of the things that I teach my students in the Holistic Salon Academy to make things easier on them. And it's not going to take extreme amount of time. Now, I'm not going to lie. It is going to take time, but it will help you create that foundation for smooth operations, even if you are a solo entrepreneur and you don't have any plans to hire. This is crucial for you to be able to get these things done and build that foundation now, because someday you may. So the next thing we want to tackle is whether you're scheduling appointments, managing inventory, or marketing your salon. I want you to do something different the next time you go to take care of one of these tasks. I want you to allocate just a little extra time for that task. And while you're in the midst of it. I want you to document every single step you take. Every single step. And I know what you're thinking. You don't have time for that you're too busy, you already don't have enough time to actually get the task done. But this is precisely why you need to start doing it now. When you have the day that maybe will come, you will absolutely need these systems in place, and they will be a lifesaver. Because if you ever plan on bringing anyone in, whether it's a CPA or another stylist or someone to help you manage media, you have to know what's going on in your business before you can even teach somebody else. I want you to imagine the benefits of having this step-by-step guide that outlines your entire process. It's like having a map that leads you directly to the treasure chest of time-saving, efficiency, and clarity. And trust me, this investment of time will pay off tenfold in the future. So that's the first step, is take a little extra time, document your process. Now, I want to explore how technology can actually change that organization for you. And I've heard so many times salon owners still resisting the use of technology. They either think it's too hard, too complicated, or too expensive. But let's face it, you are missing out on a huge piece of the industry if you are not leaning into technology. See, in this, being resistant to this can really lead to so many missed opportunities, automations, and quite honestly, improving your customer experience. So when you're hiring and so much more, having these systems and technology on your side, game changers for sure. And there are numerous tech solutions out there, and I should know I'm a little bit of a techie. I love technology, and I probably have tried them all. But I want to highlight one that is super easy for you to implement, and it will yield quick results for you. So the first thing I want you to realize is there are so many different ways that people learn. So, and how they digest information. And if you're going to go through this to build a foundation, you really do want to have something that works for everyone, no matter how they like to digest their information. So whether that is, teaching your clients about your processes, like just how they go through to get an appointment, and teaching them how to book other specialty appointments or how to come to an event that you're having, right? So it's not just for teaching your staff or yourself or somebody that you're hiring. It really is about everything, including your client's satisfaction. You have visual, audio, and then of course, reading, the written word. Anything that I am doing on my computer, I will screen record what I'm doing, and then I add a Google document to go along with that. So for instance, if I am trying to record something for my clients, like I've done this before where I go in like a client would, screen record the process of how easy it is to go here and click here and break down like how do they book an appointment with you, and then taking them through the next steps. This actually really helped out when I have services that are like add-ons, and this way they see a video, they see text, and they can just listen audio and see what these different services are all about, and it creates momentum and buzz for them to go and take a look at it. So that's one way how you can do it. And it's super easy. I'll link below, and I'm not affiliated with them, but you can get a free account for Loom. And it's so easy. You hit record, you pick which section of your laptop or computer you want to record, and then you go through the motions. You can talk on it, or you don't have to. You can just show you clicking around, just depending on what kind of video you're creating. So taking that, you can have, I think you can get into free an account like for maybe 5 minutes or less. And then you have that and you can share that video through different softwares. But for right now, this is just about building the foundation. So you're just going to document your process. Then you're going to open up a Google Doc. You are going to list out what you did because you have the visual and the audio. Now you're going to write it out. What did you do? And then you're going to link that video right into the Google document. And Google Documents are awesome because you can share them, you can do so much there, and it makes it pretty simple. So right there, Google Documents are free unless you have a lot of like video or stuff that you're storing on there. That would be the only like pay thing that you would have to do. And Loom, there is a free version as long as your videos are under, I think, 5 minutes. So if you keep it under 5 minutes, you have a free solution, and you're also achieving exactly what you're setting out to do, is building that foundation. But there's also paid things that you can do, and if this is something that you're interested in, like I said, I'm a techie, let me know, and I can do videos on those too. I use everything from Searchy.io to Asana to Google Documents. I've played around with a lot of different ones. So that was for if you are doing something behind the computer. Now, if you're doing something in the salon and you're not behind the computer, then you just grab your phone, set it up on a tripod, and you record what you're doing. Use this. This is a really cheap way to make sure that you have good audio. This hooks up to my phone. I can move around and the audio is pretty clear. So that's all you really need, right? Again, we're trying to make this simple, least expensive, but a good process for you to get your foundation set. So you want to grab your phone, set it up on a tripod, and just record what you're doing. Talk them through step by step. So if I'm talking about how I don't know, I don't really have anything here to show you, but if I'm talking about how I mix color or how I take care of a client, I'm showing you right now how to take care of it. You can hear me well, and it helps record that process for you so that you can easily show someone else. And we're going to do the same thing, right? We're going to have the video, so that's video, the visual part, as well as audio. And then we're going to go back to the Google Doc and we're going to type out everything. So if you're showing your stylist how to shampoo someone's hair, you're just going to type out what it is that you are doing. And then you're going to link that video along with the Google Doc and store that in a Google folder in the Drive so that you have everything really clear and precise. Another little tip, and this is one, especially with Google Drive, there's so many different Google folders, and you want to make sure you are clear on what you're recording. So if you're walking somebody through a scalp treatment on how you and your salon takes care of that, make sure you document that properly and you put it in the right folder. Just a little tidbit there, because sometimes I get into Google Drive and I'm like, where did I put it? What did I name it? So that's just from a little learning that took me a while to like really get the handle of. But once you have that and you have recorded exactly what you're doing, you are on such a good path to be able to have a foundation that is even just for you, right? Like, I can't tell you how many times I've done something and then I'm like, oh wait, what are the steps to this again? I don't remember exactly how I did it because maybe it's not something that I have to do on a regular basis, but you have to do it. So instead of trying to start all over again or figure it all out again, even if I don't have a team, I can go back to my documents, watch my video real quick, and go, oh, easy, boom, 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 done. And I do think it's really important to have captions on your videos too. So that is another thing. Like, there's free apps out there. You pop the video in there, it puts in the captions for you. If you've been doing any kind of social media and have video on your social media, you should already be using something like this, because it is proven that a lot of people do not listen to the audio. They're looking at the video. They need to be able to see the text there, so that if they can't listen to it loud, or if they're in a space where they can't, listen to something, they can at least read what you're talking about. So super important to have captions. And again, not hard. So you pop your phone up there, free, because most of us already have a phone. Google Docs, again, free. And the only thing that I would say is make sure you get a mic so that you do have clear audio, because if you just have the video, then it does not help you, because you hear a lot of background noise and everything. So all of that is free-ish, or very low amounts to get started. And I know that you're thinking, this is a whole lot. And again, I just want to reiterate, and like, this whole video was because I've been there, I've done that. It was a pain, and it actually cost me so much more time and energy and money, because then in the long run, I couldn't get it all done when I was ready to hire someone. So I had to hire someone to help me hire my other stylists. So learn from my mistakes, start taking this on, and just start documenting. The other really cool thing about this is you don't have to go through and document everything. Literally just start where you're at. So if you have to go and post on social tomorrow, right? Document how you're doing it. That's it. You just start there. Throw that into a file. And then the next thing, let's say you have to go do payroll, or you have to pay a bill. I don't know. I don't document paying my bills, but the next tax you have to do in the salon, you just do that one and you document it. So it's not like you have to go and spend hours, days, or weeks to document everything, unless that's what you have time to do and you want to do that. I'm just suggesting taking each step and each task that you're doing right now, add a little extra time to it, document it, and then store it away, because you will need it one day and it will save you a lot of time. Then you just think about, if you had all of these tasks and it's a system, because you've been working on this for weeks or a few months down the road, and you're like, hey, I really do now need a social media person. You have a basis of what you've been doing so you can show them. Because the biggest problem as salon owners is when we hire somebody, if you're not clear on what you want, then you are not going to get what you're expecting. And I don't care if that person is an expert, right? If you're bringing somebody on for social media, yes, they are an expert in their field and you should listen to them. But the worst thing you can do is hand everything over and say, okay, that's your expertise, you do it, I'm just gonna go about doing my thing. Because it's your brand, it's your vision. You need to make sure you understand what you're looking for. So if they're doing it right and you have markers because you have documented your process, then you know whether they're working out or they're not. So this makes it very easy for you to hire people on, but also have systems to see whether they're doing their job the way that works for you as well. So it really is all about building a team and focusing on being the salon owner. And when I got into it, I love doing hair, right? That's what I wanted to do. And I hear so many other salon owners say the same thing. And you are the salon owner. You do get to take care of all of these different things, and you do wear many hats. So how can you start implementing these things to make your life easier? Build a foundation that when you go on vacation, you know things are running. You know that you've got it because you've built a foundation. The other really cool thing that I noticed, like as I was going through this process, is I got to see all the things I was doing and how long it took me to get those things done. And I was also able to see the gaps, what I was able to do efficiently and what was actually falling by the wayside because I simply didn't have the time to take care of it. So that also helps you really kind of see where you're at, and if you do need to hire somebody in, maybe you need to hire a VA, somebody virtually to help you take care of things like writing emails or website design or social media, or just help you put things into place. Like you can get somebody to come in and help you go through the steps and organize that. Because the other thing that I really see is so many salon owners delaying or avoiding hiring because they believe that they can't afford it, or they don't really think that they know what help that they would need. I was in that boat. Like I literally had no idea. I knew I needed somebody, but I had no idea what I would even delegate to them because there was just too many things. And I felt like I had to take care of everything. And of course, at the time, I did, because every single process was only in my head. So I had to take care of everything. But this system helped me. And if you don't, like you really are gonna burn out, and it is going to hinder your growth. So with this, that's really why I wanted to share these strategies for building a team, getting really clear and building a foundation, and in a very easy, low budget way, so that you can focus on what you do best. You get to delegate, you can focus on what you do best, delegate the rest. So when I got started, I honestly couldn't afford to hire anyone to help me. But what I did was I went to the local colleges, and also some of my clients were students, and they have structures that you can actually go to them and talk to the head of the experience or head of the class there, and you can find interns. And they are learning how to do design or, writers or all sorts of different things. Like, of course, now I can't think of exactly what you can look for, but hire an intern. Most interns, it's not a huge pay, but what they get is real life work experience. So you get to put them down, say that they are working for you, and they get to put that on their resume. So it really is a win-win. The other thing that I did was documenting all of my processes. I was able to see, like I talked about earlier, is that gap. And then I started bringing on specific people to take care of specific projects. So I wasn't hiring people on full time, but I had a contract time and said, okay, let me go onto Upworks or other hiring platforms to get someone to just build it, maybe make a logo for me or build a website. So it was a very specific project. So you're not hiring somebody full time, and you're able to go through, hire that person, make sure that they're helping you fill those gaps, and then They win because you're paying them, and you've been ready because you already have the foundation. You've already created the documents and the processes of what you're doing, so you can really monitor how they're working and if it's working out. Okay, so this whole episode really is about setting a foundation, creating systems to make your life easier as a salon owner, because we wear so many hats. Now, I know that this was a whole lot of information, and honestly, there's a ton of steps after that, but I'm not going to overwhelm you. We'll save it for another podcast. But I do want you to remember that the journey to having a successful salon and having organization is ongoing. It is ongoing. You're going to have to keep changing things. But with the right strategies and the mindset, because you got to get into the mindset of being able to sit down and take that extra time, you can create a salon that thrives and that works so much easier and seamless, right? So if you're ready to take your salon to the next step and you need guidance, reach out to me. Let's see if you'd be a good fit for the Holistic Salon Academy, where I do guide you through setting up all of these things and so much more, because we break down each section, and that's why the holistic view is not just products or green or sustainability. It's how do you start implementing these things so that you can have a peaceful life as a salon owner and not have to work overtime. So thank you for joining me in this episode, and I really do look forward to guiding you further on your holistic journey. And comment below if you're going to take this step and if you're going to take this challenge of getting organized, and like and subscribe if this was helpful. Thank you for tuning in to the Salon Owner's Holistic Blueprint. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow and subscribe. Until next time, stay inspired, stay passionate, and keep thriving in the world of holistic beauty.